there! Thank you for joining my YouTube channel, Sponge and Stamp with Tina. I'm Tina Carini and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Byron, Georgia. Today we are going to create a slimline card and we're going to be using the Hey Chic stamp set. I was so happy when Stampin' Up! Brought this back. So we are going to be using this and we're going to be using a couple of sheets of cardstock. We're going to be Daffodil Delight, and this is 7 inches by 8.5, and it's scored at 3.5 and folded in half, and then it folds to a 3.5 by 8.5 inch card. Then we're going to have a basic black mat or layer that is 3.25 by 8.25, and then we have our piece that we're going to stamp on, which is 3 by 8 inches, and then we have our inside layer, which is 3.25 by 8.25. Okay, so let's go ahead. Oh, I got a glitter thing in there. Let's go ahead and put this to the side, and let's get our little chickens going here. We're going to ink those up in Memento black ink, and we are just going to start stamping. So we're going to ink this up. And then I am going to put this right about here. No, this is not the one I want to use first. Oops, I want to use this one first. So we're going to ink that up. I'm getting ink all over my fingers. I'm a messy stamper, but that's okay because I have fun and that's what it's all about, is just having some fun. So I'm going to ink that up and we're going to stamp that right about there. And there we go. And then we're going to use this one. We're going to bring this one in now. I need a piece of scrap paper so that I can just kind of like do like that. Whatever works, right? Okay, so I'm going to ink this back up. And then I'm going to try to judge about where I want this to be. So I'm going to stand up a little here. And there's a little bit of play between the actual image and the rubber. So there we go. So that chicken is one leg in it. Now we're going to use this chicken. And this chicken, I think, is just about everybody's favorite. It is my favorite. I fell in love with this chicken. It is so cool. Okay, so we're going to ink this up. And then we're going to stamp that right about there, I think. Okay, there we go. Perfect. And then we're going to bring in our little egg. And we're going to ink that up. And we're going to try. Now this one has a little extra than the other one. So I'm going to bring this down a little bit further than I would the other ones. There we go. Okay, now we're just going to color that using our Stampin' Blends. And I've got several colors here that we're going to use. I'm going to use the dark Poppy Parade, dark and light Daffodil Delight, dark orange or pumpkin pie, light Bermuda Bay, light Smoky Slate. I did have some greeny apple green, but I don't think we're going to use it. And then some light Pool Party. Okay, so I'm not going to color this whole thing because I don't think that you guys need to watch me color the whole thing, and it would take some time. So I've already done one, stamped it and colored it, but I'm just going to show you a little bit on how I did it. So for this chicken here, I kind of wanted him to stay white, but I wanted him or her to have just a little bit of color. So I put some yellow on the wing part here, just like so. Nothing fancy. And then I took the Poppy Parade to color this little thing that hangs down, the little giblet or whatever you call it. I don't know. I do know that this is the comb, so we're going to color that. And then I'm going to go ahead while I have the Poppy Parade out and comb and color the comb on this chicken here, just like so. And then I'm also going to color the tail, or part of the tail feathers on this chicken. So we're just going to go just like that. And they're all going to be red. Poppy Parade. Such a bright, beautiful color, don't you think? I love Poppy Parade. And then some of the hair. So we're just going to kind of go through and just pick a couple pieces that we're going to color. Just like so. Just kind of scatter it around some. No rhyme or rhythm. Just pick a few to color. And let's see, we'll do this one here too. Just like so. So you kind of have to be a little careful when you're coloring these because they're really little. And we'll do this one right here. Okay, so then that's that. And then I just came in with my light Bermuda Bay and just kind of filled this in a little bit, just like that. And then I just did the hairs too, or the feathers, the hairs, the feathers, just like so. And then what I did was I took my Bermuda Bay and just kind of did on all the little feathers here that kind of got ruffles in them, just to add a little bit more color to that chicken. And then I came in with my light Pool Party and then just kind of blended that a little bit, just like so. Nothing fancy, just to give it a little color. And I'm going really fast. I'm not really taking my time, but I just wanted to kind of show you how I did that. Okay, so then I took my dark Daffodil Delight and just colored all the main body, all these feathers with that. And around, just like so. Just like that. I went around all the edges and then I came back in with my brush tip just so that it would be faster. But I like to use my bullet tip around where it might be tight spaces and I have a little bit more control of it. So that's what I do. That's just what I like to do. Of course, you do whatever is easiest for you to do. And then I come in with my bullet tip and just kind of just color that in. Looks like I'm going to end up coloring this whole thing anyway, huh? So just like so. Just like that. It's not perfect, but you guys get the idea. Then I came in with my smoky slate because I didn't want her arms to just be white. So I just came in. I didn't really do any shading or anything like that. I just kind of colored it. Colored the tail. And then I colored her head. I colored her head light Bermuda Bay. So I just went in and just kind of whisked up. I love to color. I could sit here and color all day long. But that wouldn't be much fun for you guys to watch me do that. Okay, and then I used the dark pumpkin pie. And I colored all of their beaks with the pumpkin pie. Colored their feet with the pumpkin pie. Just like so. And we can do that. So that's what I did. And then for the egg, I used light Pool Party. And just kind of lightly came in here and just kind of colored the bottom part of the egg. And then I just kind of went under the crack there. And then for this chicken here, I did the light Daffodil Delight, light Daffodil Delight, sorry. My mind just went boop. Don't you hate that when that happens? Okay, so just like so, and then I came in with the dark and just kind of colored underneath these little feather ruffles, at least that's what I call them, and a little bit here here on the wings. And then I use the dark too around the face a little bit because the hair kind of, I keep calling it the hair kind of should be shaded under there. It should be darker. So then I came back in with my light and just kind of blended this all in just so that it gives it a little bit softer, kind of take away from some of the harsh lines, just like so. Just like that. So that's what I did. That's how I colored it. So we're going to put that aside, and then we're going to come in here and we are going to adhere this to our basic black layer. And I am going to use my favorite glue. And the reason why I love this glue so much is because it gives me some wiggle room. Okay, so we are just going to try to put this on here as straight as I can and as even as I can. Not always the greatest at this, but that works for me. And then we're going to adhere it to the front of our card. And I know I probably do not need that much glue, but I'm telling you guys, I need that much glue in case I need some wiggle room. Okay, so there we go. Isn't that just adorable? Now, I did forget to stamp the sentiments on it, so let's keep our fingers crossed that I don't mess this up. And then we have to stamp the inside of our card, and then I'm going to show you how to make the envelope to fit this. So let's keep our scrap here. I need to go ahead. We're going to use Hey Chic. Actually, I think we're going to go ahead and use all three of these. So I am going to, let's just use this one right here. Well, this one will work. Okay, so just going to go ahead and put this down here, just like that. Which one is this one? I think this one's a good egg, so we'll use Hey Chic first. Okay. And then here we go. We're going to ink that up. And we are going to put that right here. Hopefully that looks good. Oh, yay. Okay, so then we're going to put You're a Good Egg. And I don't have a sticker on that, so I want to see which direction that is because I don't want to stamp it upside down. Okay, and then You're a Good Egg is going to go right here. You're a Good Egg. And then if you wanted to dress this up, you could just stamp this on some cardstock. You could use black and white heat emboss it and just stick the tags on there. That would be really super cute. Or you could, oh, got some black on that. Look at my fingers, you guys. I am such a messy stamper. Let's see. Let me see if I got that good. Yep. Okay. Have a happy day. And I'm going to put that one right down here. Have a happy day. Voila! Okay, so we're going to embellish this too, but before we do that, let's go ahead and stamp our chicken. This one I probably should have went ahead and stamped too, and I'm going to use our favorite little, you know what, I always change my mind halfway in something, but it's okay, right? Okay, so we're going to, I think we're just going to use the egg down here. But you could stamp any chicken you wanted. You could stamp them all over this, actually, any way that you wanted to. But just for this video, I think I'm just going to do just like this. And there we go. Kadoki. Go up just a little bit. And this one too. Just a tiny bit there. All right. Then you could stamp another sentiment from another stamp set, or if you do the Hey Birthday Chick, that's got some cute sentiments in there too. It has the happy birthday, so you could stamp the happy birthday in there. You could use a happy birthday from another stamp set, but I think I'm going to leave this blank for right now. And then we're going to go ahead and adhere this to the inside of our card. So again, I'm just going to use my glue and just kind of lay that right in there like so. It needs to come down some. There we go. All right, so there we have that. Now let's go ahead and embellish it. And I think I still have some of the black enamel dots. At least I think that's the name of them. I do, they're right here. So I'm gonna put some of these on here. And I'm gonna use my take your pick tool. We're gonna pull this big one up and we're gonna put this big one here. Maybe another bigger one too. Right here. And then we'll use a little one, if I can get this, maybe right there. So there we go. Isn't that just absolutely adorable? Okay, so let me show you how easy it is to make the envelope for your slimline cards. So you're going to take a full sheet of cardstock. This is 8.5 by 11. And we're going to put it in our paper trimmer, or you can use your scoring tool, whichever you prefer. And you can, let me move this out of the way. I'm going to move my cutting blade out of the way, and I'm going to have it up at where the short side, the 8.5-inch side, is up at the top. And I am going to score this at 2.5. So we're going to line this up at 2.5. Maybe, if my eyeballs can see straight. All right, 2.5. And then at 6.5, so I'm going to open up our arm here. I love this trimmer. It is so nice. Okay, so 6.5 right there. And we're going to score that. 6.5. Then we're going to rotate it around to where the 11-inch side is up at the top, or the long side, however you want to say it. And we're going to score it at 1.5. And score it at 1.5. And then at 10.5. So we're going to come down here to 10.5, just like so, and score it. Okay, so that is all the scoring. Move that out of the way. So now all we want to do is take our bone folder, and we're going to fold on all the score lines and give it a nice good burnishing there. And this too. And this. And then this little piece down here, this little 1/2-inch piece that we scored. Just like so. Now we're going to just do a little bit of trimming. So what we want to do is, this is going to be the bottom of our envelope where the 1/2-inch scored part is. We're going to cut, I'm going to cut a little bit at an angle up to that score line right there. And then we're going to cut this piece off because we just don't need it. So we're going to cut this off just like that. We're going to do the same thing to this side. We're going to come in at a little bit of an angle. If you are the type of person that has to have exactly the same amount on each side, then you can always just use your ruler and kind of mark it off. But I just eyeball it. It is okay with me to do that. And then we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to come in at just a little bit of an angle to this score line that's right here. So hopefully you guys can see. And then we're going to cut that off too. So we're just going to cut that off because we don't need it. So we've got that. And then we're going to do the same thing to this side. And we're going to cut that right like so. And cut it off. Okay. Now, so your envelope should look like this by the time you're done trimming. Now there's one last thing that you can do. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I like to take just a little bit. And again, if you want to make sure that your sides are perfectly symmetrical, you can take a ruler and mark it off. But I just eyeball mine, and I am just fine with that. So I'm going to take about that much, cut right up to the corner here, just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to come up, about that much is about what I cut off, and cut right to the corner there. So just like that. So then my envelope will look like this. So now, let me get rid of this. We are gonna just adhere this together. So you can fold it like that. I would recommend to use tear and tape just in case you have a little bit of that comes out. You don't want it to get in the inside of your envelope, because then your card will stick to the inside of your envelope. But I am out of my tear and tape. And silly me, did not reorder any on my last order, so we are going to use the glue. But I am going to also be very careful with it. So I'm just going to fold that down and press that. And then you can fold this up, and I am going to just give this a little trim right here because I didn't exactly fold that even. And I don't want that to get in the way of my envelope. Okay, so you can tuck this in underneath if you want to, or you can tuck it, fold it out. I'm going to fold it out on the outside of the envelope, just because I think it looks kind of cool, but kind of looks a little businessy, maybe, for lack of better words. Okay, so just like that. Now this side goes just like that. And then you have the little thing to where you can grab your card. So your card just goes right in here, fits in there perfectly, and then that seals, and then you can seal that shut. And you can address it on the outside, you can stamp it, whatever you'd like to do. You could use designer series paper, but if you use something that is dark or very bold, you might want to put a label on it for your address. You could use white cardstock if you just want it to be simple and white. It's really up to you, but the possibilities are endless on how you can do it. Okay, so I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up, and if you have not subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to hit that red subscribe button, and make sure you ring the bell too, so that you can get notified of all my future videos so you don't miss a thing. Okay, thank you so much. You guys have a blessed day. Toodaloo-doo.